Hey, Composing Gloves here, and today we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, bell sounds in Sytrus, specifically sort of a metallic type bell sound, regular bell sounds. You could just use a sine wave to do it, but I've sort of demonstrated that in other videos. So if we just do this, that's the sound I have. That's what I got. What's cool is it changes on each note. So I hit a lower note, it sounds different than a higher note. And the reason is it's based on a ratio and it's using FM. So right now, if I hit a lower note, the ratio will be different than a higher note because it's being given a different base starting point. So the ratios get closer and closer together, creating different timbres. So what's going on? How did I accomplish said thing? Well, I have one going out. It's a triangle wave with a fast volume envelope. It's like, ooh, fancy. Then I came over here. 2's going out. 2 is the FM. 2 is FMing 1. So the only thing, so this controls this envelope. I have a volume envelope on this. This controls the timbre change over time to create a more organic sound. If I change it to be like that, that's a pretty interesting deal right there. That's what that is. Now, if I play a note consistently, it maintains its timbre. So that may or may not be an important thing to you. You may want to vary that. You could probably do that using the randomization on the volume. If you so desire, you could randomize it so that it's completely random all the time. Okay, now if we come down here to filter 1, I have a low pass on, but it's not really doing anything. I just sent it out here just in case I wanted to filter it. You could band pass this. Band pass. And you get some really cool bell textures, but they get very soft. So you may consider doing something else. I don't know. But anyways, we turn off. You could do the band pass on here actually too. It'd probably be just as good. Create your bell texture there. I'm gonna turn it off though. And it's going out the effects. It's getting some reverb love. That's it. And then it's coming out. You'd be kind of cool to turn on a tempo delay. Kind of cool. So let's really quick make one. So Sytrus default. So the way these things work are, now I didn't talk about the ratios on this, but you'll see the ratio here is 4. This one's 24. By altering this, I can get very, very, very different timbres. And this is on a ratio. The ratio of your bass is also really important. So the way a bell works is you have a few harmonics, usually pretty spaced out apart, which is something high ratio FM can do for us. And they generally, have reverb to make them really sound realistic. And that's pretty much it. And if you can dynamically change the relationships of the FM over time, you'll get a more convincing sound. On this, without the reverb, that's what you got. So first, I'll show you the sine wave one. So if we come over here, turn on our effects, and just simply put it out, it already kind of sounds bell-like in nature. If we turn our volume envelope on and get this. That may or may not be something you're into. I'm going to turn it into a triangle wave. And I'm going to FM it a little bit by 2. And I'm going to make 2 triangle wave. You know what? I'm going to leave it as a sine wave. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to turn the delay up just a touch. Decay up. On 2, I'm going to make it a much higher ratio, like 24. Which is pretty cool. Now I could change this. I could have a really low bell, or I could make it a higher bell make the fundamental at a ratio of 4. I like it. So turn it on. Turn on the FM. So this is controlling the FM. So this is essentially an envelope for your timbre. Now I want my timbre to change radically at the end. And I'm going to have it vary just a little bit. And you can hear it go woo, woo, woo. And that's pretty cool. So let's bring the same more. I've got a sustain on. You know what? I don't want to sustain. That's pretty nifty. So we could change this relationship. Being disharmonic almost doesn't matter here. And I mean, it matters a little bit, but not that much. And so we're going to take the dry out off. We're going to send it through filter 1. Whoops. Filter 1. And you see, as we peel off harmonics and do different things with them, we'll get very different textures. And I'm going to turn the diffusion. Yeah, that's diffusion. What is this? Room size? Big. I kind of like that. Turn the decay up. Turn the decay up more. Turn the room size down. Turn the diffusion up a little bit. And on 1, let's change it to... I like that tone more. Let's turn the oversampling up a touch for the saw wave. So that we were suffering from aliasing right there, in case you're not familiar with it, but yes. So what's cool is we can then do stuff like this, like we did earlier. This is something I may reach for an external filter to do. I may not do it inside Sytrus. Just filters that let me have more options about what I'm doing, and it's a little more intuitive. Now let's say you want your bell to vary per texture. It won't sound as great with chords, but you want it to vary. Well, what would be interesting is if we... detuned it a bit with some unison. But the way to vary it is you simply take the phase of one of them and you randomize it. And I'm going to randomize 2. I'll even do it the other direction just to be fancy. And you don't have to do this on 2. I'm just doing it to give a variation on the FM that is going through. So I might change my volume envelope. Change it down. I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to take this. I'm going to reset it. I'm going to put it up to like 16. No, I like 15 more. It's too harmonic. You can turn the pluck on. Now you know how they make that sort of that future bass sort of type of style of pluck that they seem to have everywhere these days. So yeah. Now this turns off the FM capabilities for 2. But you can still FM. See, I can't FM anything on 2. But you can still use it as a modulator for 1. So kind of a cool trick. So really cool thing we got going on. I like this sound a lot. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day. This is a section of the modulation matrix over here. So once we cover the modulation matrix, you will understand what the modulation areas are in here and why it's so cool that they give you on the individual tabs. It's cool because you can just come into your individual operator tabs and mess with the settings